Hello and welcome to another video. It's 2019, or known as Ultimate Gamer 19,000. I'm here today to review the Warlock subclasses. So let's just get right into it. First, we got the Fiend. The Fiend one I think is a solid A tier subclass. If I'm being honest, Darkwind's Blessing. All of its abilities are very strong. They all provide something that I feel like is useful, beneficial. It doesn't change your playstyle in a bad way. It has a good spell list. I mean, being able to fireball is nice. Firewall can provide hella value. Scorching Rays, Command, like overall, this is a very good spell list. And I definitely would take a lot of these spells for myself personally. But next we got the Great Old One Warlock, and this feature and this subclass just feels it's a for me it screams B tier. It doesn't provide you the best abilities. It provides you abilities that you're not upset about, but you're like, damn, these just could be so much better, it feels. These can just be so much more impactful. These can just be, like, better. And also, if we go to the dungeon dudes, when they rank B tier as can be very good in a certain campaign or session or environment or team build. And I feel like if you're playing against a butt ton of mind flayers, then yes, this is very strong, and I highly recommend it because it's good. Because it's if you're going to get mind flayers, being able to resist psychic damage is very indeed strong. Uh, yeah. Next, we got the Archfey. Overall, the Archfey is quite a big disappointment. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Archfey is kind of bad. The only good feature I remember is Misty Escape, but that's a 6-0 feature that is short rest locked. So overall, I think it's gonna get a D tier. I hate to do it, because I don't want to rank any subclass like a D tier because I feel like people work on these, and it's not fair to just say, "Oh, this is trash. No one use it." But it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you or sugarcoat it. That say, "Oh, it's good." It's pretty bad, and it's not. And and if it is a D tier, the Warlock has so many good subclasses. It can have a D tier. It's not like the Monk because the Monk can't afford a bad subclass, but it seems to have a whole lot of them, but it just can't afford it. But the Warlock sure can. And speaking of good subclasses, the Hexblade Warlock, S tier. If you ever played a Hexblade, you know why it's S tier. It's when people look up like Gish D&D builds or Spellsword D&D builds, they get Hexblade Warlock and that other wizard, Bladesinger Wizard. I think the Hexblade Warlock's better. If you want to play a martial focused character, Bladesinger Wizard's better if you want to build a more spellcasting focused character. So whatever type of character you want to build, I think those two are very good options overall. Let's look. Banishing Smite, Chrono Code, Blur, Branding Smite, Shield, Shield at all just makes this spell list more than worth taking. Because being able to get a +5 to your AC will always be nice. And also being able to load that into Ring Spellstorm is nice. Also, Hexblade's Curse is quite broken. And honestly, it's a feature that's so strong that it being short rest locked is probably okay. Because if you could have this every single fight, it would be beyond broken. Because the amount of additional damage and just overall good stuff you get is just really nice. And this is literally a better version of the Fiend Warlock's ability. And they both get at the same level, but it's just better. Like tenfold. And also Hex Warrior, also really strong. But when you get packed to the blade, Hex Warrior just becomes bonkers. Akira Spectre, it's alright. Honestly, the thing is, it's like Hex Warrior and Hexblade's Curse. Those are so good. You don't need the rest of this. I mean, I do remember like these were good. These were two good things. Armor of Hexes and Q Spectre were good. We don't talk about Master of Hexes. These two were good, and I enjoyed both. I thought they're good features. But when the Hexblade Warlock is so front loaded that it doesn't you don't feel the urge to take anything more than 3 levels if you're doing like a heavy great sword, polearm master, great weapon master, paladin build. If you're not doing one of those, if you're just like doing like a swords bard or a sorcerer that likes to use swords for some reason, then Hexblade Curse Hex Warrior is still nice. Or if you're playing a sorcerer that takes a 2-level paladin dip and then a 1-level Hexblade Warlock dip, then boom, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, it's actually it should be triple S tier. because of just how strong it is. But next we got the Celestial Warlock. Which honestly, the Celestial Warlock was pretty damn surprising because it's good. I mean, it's not game breakingly busted, but it's definitely good. Now, looking here, getting an extra bonus, some extra cantrips is always nice. You know, more space for Eldritch Blast. Healing Light is, I mean, a free heal is always going to be nice. Just being able to dish out a bunch of, like, D6s worth of healing. You know, 5 D6s worth of healing is really nice. Even at higher levels, 5d6, that's so nice. And also overall, just having 21 at maximum d6s of healing you can just give to anyone. It's basically a free healing word. No, I think it's healing word is either a d6 or a d4, but either ways, it's still like it's a semi-accurate version of healing word. So overall, I think this feature is very good. I think that feature is very good. Radiant Soul, again, another really good feature. Celestial Resistance, again, another good feature. I think this is an A tier. It brings a new level of play and flavor to the Warlock. If you look at the if you look at the like 3 first subclasses Warlocks got in the player's handbook, they're all very similar soul. There's some less than nice creature. I mean, a fiend, like Cthulhu and an Archfey, probably aren't the best people to sell your soul to. But I think the Celestial Warlock perfectly gives Warlock players like some good holy flavor that some players would want. And also, if you pair up Celestial Warlock with Divine Soul, that just feels right. But next we got the Genie Warlock. I think the Genie Warlock is a very interesting take on a Warlock subclass. Being able to have 4 different spell lists depending on what Genie you pick really just makes the Genie Warlock be more diverse. And this just brings another level of diversity to what the Warlock is. But that can also be a problem for some people, because some people already are confused about D&D, and if they play a Genie lock, they have to make so many decisions and see so much stuff that it can be bad. But I don't know if we should look into that, so it's gonna be an eh. But still, I mean, it's nice because also there's a lot of diversity. You know, being able to get, you can pick from Sanctuary, Thunderwave, Burning Hands, Fog Cloud, Bird, Blur, Cone of Cold, Fire Shield, Fireball, Scorching Ray, Gust of Wind, Greater Invisibility, Seeming, Spike Growth, Stone. Like, you're still able to get such good spells. Also, Wish. Yeah, just Wish. Like, like, well, you know, Wish is OP. Best spell in the game. Also, the flavor of Genie Vessel is amazing, and I love it. I love the flavor, but overall, it has good features. But when I was reading it, I was like, hmm, it's not bad. It's not. But I find myself troubling to give this anything higher than a B tier, because when I look at the Celestial Warlock, it gets healing, it gets resistance to radiant damage, it gets a bunch of other really cool stuff. And yes, this does get resistance to some things. Yes, you can take a 10-minute short rest and get some extra hit dice. But again, it's just like, also it's only up to 5 living creatures. Some people may have really large parties, so that doesn't work. I mean, being able to resist a certain type of damage, pretty common ones is pretty nice. I mean, a 30 feet fly for 10 minutes is nice. Mm, yeah, I think I struggle to give it an A tier because I don't. There's just something inside me that doesn't want to give it an A tier. I don't. It's not an S tier in my opinion. I don't think it's an S tier. I'm gonna give it an A tier, but it's on the lower side of the A tier because I just simply don't think it can bring that same levels of power that a fiend or celestial warlock can bring. But I don't know if it's as bad as a great warlock. Next, we got the Fathomless, and again, I was very disappointed when I first read this. This was one of my first ever like warlock. When I first started playing D&D, I heard about the Fathomless warlock, and I was like, oh, you built some little tentacle. That's cool. But I didn't really put much thought behind it. But now, since I'm so knowledgeable in D&D, this sucks. I mean, it uses your bonus action when warlocks have millions of uses for the bonus actions, and it's called Hex, and then Quickening Eldritch Blast. let's be real. If you're playing a Warlock and if you don't take Meta Magic Adept or Sorcerer levels, you're not playing a Warlock correctly. um, so I just feel like the Foundless Warlock, it tried to deliver on a flavor, but fell flat on its head and then broke its neck. In game, of course. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, overall, the Warlock is a good class. Has some worse subclasses, has really good subclasses. So overall, I'd say the Warlock is decently balanced. But hey, that's my opinion. If you disagree, leave that down below. And yeah, that's it for today. O219 signing out. Peace.